What is the better buy, DVDs or VHS? Let's get into it. In today's physical media news topic video, we discuss the positives of VHS, the positives of DVDs, and then ultimately decide which is the better buy. But first, if you love collecting physical media just like me and want to be a part of saving physical media, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And leave in the comments below, what do you think's the better buy, VHS or DVD? But now let's get into the positives of VHS because positives are plentiful with this format, and a lot of people still love this format. And we can't forget those great fond memories we had with picking up a VHS for the first time, and it just really impacting the home video entertainment market in a wild way. I mean, we were able to do a physical media collection at home. You got to gather your friends and family, and everybody was able to watch a movie you picked up at the rental store or you actually bought if you could afford it when it first came out. They were kind of hefty on the price, but you were able to have that awesome collecting shared movie experience from the comfort of your own home. And I still think VHS has a lot of great qualities that often get overshadowed. We talk about the thick spines with VHS and how they look so nice on the shelf. You could clearly see the titles and find a movie easily. And they often had great artworks on those packaging for VHS, and you always got a slipcover or it's in a nice clamshell case, but it always came with a cover. Not the day where sometimes you get a slipcover, sometimes you don't. It's the wild, wild west out there, but no, VHS always came with something, and that was awesome. And then, of course, they were the original editions. They weren't edited and censored and scenes taken out and dialogue removed and weird little special CGI puppets thrown in to muck up the whole movie. That's why I still keep my original editions of Star Wars. I absolutely love this original trilogy in its original edition form. I just don't love those specialized editions where they look so weird now. I wish we had these readily available out there on newer formats, but you don't. That's why I got to keep these VHS. I mean, as formats go on, these studios just get their hands on them more and start making changes, and I don't really love that. So that's always something to consider as well, of course. Also, there's titles that have come out to VHS that aren't on a newer format. A lot of titles didn't make the jump up to DVD. So if you want a certain movie, you might have to pick up the VHS or the movie is lost forever, unfortunately. And then also we talk about the resolution because I know that's going to be a big selling point when we get into DVDs, but sometimes people may prefer the lower resolution. We talk about horror fans out there that are still collecting horror VHSs to this day. And I did a whole video on this, so I'll link that in the description below if you're interested in checking that one out after this video. But basically, some horror fans still love the VHS quality because it's tougher to see certain creature images in there in the dark and the shadows and space, and it's just a cooler horrific experience. So they actually prefer watching a horror movie on VHS rather a newer format. I know it's weird to think about sometimes out there, but they actually prefer the heavy grain quality, the lower resolution, just gives it a more scary feel. That's definitely a big selling point to why people are still collecting VHS today, why actually some of them go for some really good money. So we got to keep all those positives in mind. But now let's go to the other side and talk about DVDs, of course. Now let's get into the positives of DVDs because when they came out, they were a dominant force in the home video market. They overtook VHS pretty quickly as the preferred physical media format, and for good reason. We had higher resolution with more horizontal pixels. The colors weren't bleeding together, and also they weren't getting worn out as much. Whereas with a VHS, the more times you played a VHS, some scenes would get fuzzy, it would be tough to play through, and that was definitely a major annoyance. As long as you kept your DVDs safe, you had them in their cases, you weren't getting scratches, you weren't suffering disc rot, they were good to go. If you don't know what disc rot is, I did a whole rant video on that explaining it, so I'll definitely link that in the description below. You'll want to check that one after this because you want to learn about that to protect your physical media a little bit more. But yes, as long as you took care of your DVD collection, they were good to go for a long time. And then also, we were more compatible with the DVDs. Yes, they were smaller. You were able to fit a lot of them on the shelf. Whereas VHS, even though the thick spines did look cool, they were bulky, they were heavy, they took up so much space, they were tough to store, and that just became a nuisance. With DVDs, you could fit more on the shelf, and you had a bigger collection because of that, because you were able to save space, and you were able to grow your collection even more, which isn't that what it's all about on this channel. Of course it is. You want to have your amazing collection and be able to get more movies in it. So that was really awesome with DVDs. And then also, you had these amazing menus when you plugged in a DVD that just made it so easy to navigate the DVD. You could just go to the scenes you wanted to. You didn't have to do that rewind and fast forward process you had to do with a VHS, which was so tedious, took all the time in the world. With a DVD, boom, you go to that menu, go to scene selection, and you are good to go. It was awesome. And then you also had the special features on the DVD where you were able to really dive into the movie, learn about the movie, and really, just kind of open up your world, the filmmaking. And that's a big part to DVDs for me. I love those special bonus features. I mean, occasionally on a VHS, you might have one at the end, but it was a lot more rare. And also, these DVD menus were often really cool and fit the theme of the movie. Some of them were very interactable, and it was just a whole new home viewing experience. And I absolutely love that. But now let's get into declaring a winner here because there can only be one. We talked about the positives of VHS, the positives of DVD, and so we're not putting any format down here. They're all awesome for different reasons. We love collecting all formats, of course, in this community, and we support all physical media formats out there. But once again, because of this fun, friendly competition, this first match today, we have to declare a winner. It's like Highlander, there can only be one, right? So I'm going to have to decide with DVD as the clear winner here. Was there even really competition? I know VHS was the underdog in this story. And even though VHS does have some good qualities out there, DVD is just so much more overwhelming and what it brings to the table. We talk about, once again, the better picture quality and it lasts longer. I mean, VHSs, they just get worn out too easily. Then all the rewinding and fast forwarding, and DVDs are just so much more easier to use. You save a lot of space with DVDs, which you could build that collection with. I mean, just more and more amazing large positives on the DVD side. Even though VHS, you might get the nostalgia feeling for, it might feel like a video rental store at your place, right? So you may want to still collect them to kind of be surrounded by them. You might really like the artwork. It just might produce a really cool atmosphere. Are you really going to be using VHS more often than DVDs? Probably not. Once again, they're a hassle to play and all of that, like we just discussed here. So when are you really going to pull out a VHS over a DVD? Very, very rare. Once again, people in the horror community might pull out the VHS for a particular horror movie where they think they're going to get a more atmospheric experience with the higher grain and where it can kind of hide the CGI and the weird effects in there with it looking like a lower kind of quality, that lower resolution. So maybe horror fans are watching VHS more often now, but I still think more times than not, 9 out of 10 times, most collectors out there are probably pulling out the DVD over the VHS. So we got to declare DVD the winner because of that. Once again, they both had different great qualities. They both impacted the home video market in such massive, important ways. So I love to pay respects to both of those formats and just love talking about them, of course. But now you guys got to let me know in the comments below, did I pick the true right winner with DVD or would you have gone VHS for another reason? I got to hear your guys' arguments down below. Let's have those friendly film fan conversations, though. Let's respect everybody's opinions out there and just have a good time watching and talking the movies. And of course, you're visiting the channel for the first time, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way, you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And if you missed my other verse match videos, I've done Blu-ray versus DVD, I've done Blu-ray versus 4K. I'll definitely link those videos in the description below. You can watch it when this video ends. And then have a great day out there and all your amazing physical media gloriness as this collecting community is so strong out there. Absolutely. Just really appreciate you all. And go ahead, mega smash the next video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.